you will not win always. You will lose sometimes, and it's okay to lose. You learned a lot. You gained a lot of wisdom. Sometimes you're down, but you're bound to go up. Keep your patience, keep on working, and doors will open for you.
Welcome to the Habit of Possibility podcast, the show where we explore how to turn obstacles into opportunities to create a better life and career. I'm your host, Robbie Spier Miller. Today I'm joined by Dr. Sandeep Kapoor, whose journey from shy student to physician, investor, and entrepreneur is a great example of how to take the next step and let the learnings from your experiences guide you. Hello, everybody. I'm Robbie Spier Miller, your host for the Habit of Possibility podcast. And today I have Dr. Sandeep Kapoor, and we're going to be talking about how he's been able to respond to life in really resourceful ways, even in tough circumstances or with very limited resources. He's managed to create some very impressive and very diverse things and experiences. So we're going to explore how he did that, the way of looking at things that helped him do that. So welcome, Sandeep.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Yeah. So tell us a little bit of background about, how you learned how to interact with life the way that you do.
Starting way back when I was in a school, like a teenager, I was a shy person. And then I got into medical college, away from home, and you're on your own. And that actually opened up, I think, horizon for me, where I'm interacting with people. And someone told me that if you have to grow big, you have to be out of the shade of a big tree. So when you're away from your parents, they are always protecting you. But when you are open in the world, it's a different world, and then your own, and you learn your ways how to handle situations in life. And I think getting training in a medical school, and I had not a smooth ride during my medical school. It was tough for me, and but I survived. And because of, I think, those few incidents in my life, which were almost like life-changing events for me, and that opened up where I looked life at more positively, always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that metaphor about the tree and the shade, because I do see a lot of people here who I think our culture here encourages people to stay very connected with their family or dependent on their family. And that metaphor really expresses it beautifully, that if you really want to grow into a big tree, you need to get out of the shade of your family. And, from a subconscious hypnosis point of view, that's very true, because if we stay around our family, then all of we're kind of if we're the child, we're still, all the things that remind us of being a child are happening subconsciously. So it's a lot harder to really step into the shoes of being an independent adult. So, Yeah. So tell us more about some of those experiences you had.
So, in my medical school, like, as I told you, we were independent and we were learning about life. The most beautiful experience which I had is when we opened up a human body for the first time in my anatomy class. And I was an atheist before getting into medical school. But when we opened up the body and we could see all the organs in front of you, and I was wondering, like, how it is working. And the brain, if you open up your skull, the brain is just like as you feel rubber. And there are so many amazing functions of the brain. It really amazes what is happening here, how this thing is happening, who created this actually. So by just looking at the body, the way it functions at a cellular level, and how everything has been planned, like, I just thought about the creator who made this actually at such a fine microscopic level. The planning has been done, and that amazed me, and that was attracted me towards a higher force. People may call it God or nature, whatever. And then I knew there is a higher power which is guiding our life. And then I learned another thing is that life is just like a play, and you have been given a role to play. And sometimes you're given a role of a king, and sometimes you're given a role of a maid. So it's just a play. So play your role in a very positive manner. And if you, but don't complain. So when you complain, then you are actually spoiling the whole play. So just play along the way life happens, and keep patience. Play your role well, and then probably you'll get a better role next time when the opportunity comes. And that's what life has taught me through all these years, that keep on playing your role well, do hard work, and whatever comes in front of you, you should perform to the full capability you can, and same time learning and improving. And that's the way I look forward to life. I look forward to almost every day in my life as a new day where I have to perform, and to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And so this is
Yeah, I think that's a really great way to approach life. And what I'm curious about, Sandeep, is that you have reinvented yourself multiple times in your life, and you've been extremely successful here in business. I know in Canada, I'd love to hear more about your story from before then, but you can't build a business without making decisions and being the leader, right? So I love your metaphor about we're all in a play playing a role. And
Right.
I want to learn more about how you see that fitting with being in a leadership role, because sometimes we need to decide to be a leader and decide to make things happen. And what is that like for you? How does that fit into this philosophy?
So every leader has some qualities, and those qualities are like not innate. Some people are born with qualities, so I would say they are innate. But a lot of qualities you acquire during course of your life, your education, and your environment. And for me, I was lucky enough that first is getting into a medical school, highly competitive in India, then getting into practice. So when I was in practice, I was seeing almost 40 to 50 patients in a day. And when you interact with so many people in a single day, you meet all kind of people. Happy people or mostly sad people come to doctors, and learning from their stories and everything, and then guiding them all the way to make them feel better, make them comfortable, which was my goal as a physician. Um, I realized that I have more capabilities than I know myself. So I have to explore myself, and I think, and it's not only that you live once. You live one. Sorry. So I would say you live only once, but this is the only lifetime you have to explore all the opportunities you can create for yourself and explore your own capabilities. And I started as a small venture by expanding my practice, buying more super specialty clinic in my city, and which were initially they were a failure. Then I tried my hands on real estate. My family was really against it. And then I really learned from one investment where I made good money. I learned how the real estate behaves, what is demand and supply. So that was another thing which I experienced in India. When I was planning now to coming to Canada, I knew as a physician it is going to be really hard to get into practice right away. It's going to take many years for a foreign medical graduate to get into practice. So I have to figure out something else. And I was always looking forward to doing something else in my life because I had almost 16 years of practice. And I was thinking maybe I could do something else which is more interesting. This is the only life you live. So I came in around 2012. I got my permanent residency in Canada. And then I went back because I believed that I had a better lifestyle, but Canada kept on calling me. I again came back in 2014, and I started doing some research in real estate, how we can invest. I did my first investment in 2015, buying a small detached home. And in fact, I could see how things have moved in India. So I applied the same kind of formula which I use in India for investment. I identified the right place, right timing, right location, and I knew Canada is going to grow. I could foresee that because I had seen India changing in late 90s and 2000. So when people move in, how things move and how real estate moves. And I started investing in 2016. We started with buying a small detached home, and I went back to India in 3 4 months. We renovated that house and we sold. We made good money. We almost doubled our money in 3 4 months time, actually.
Wow.
So which was really surprising for me, and that's what attracted me. And we started into buying more and more real estate, initially just flipping properties, renovating and selling them. And eventually that was not something I always wanted to do. But all along this, I had a great mentor here who guided me, like, this is your stepping stone. um, Let your money work for you rather than you work for money. So I was working with the goal in mind that I don't want to be working like a daily 9 to 5 job or sitting in my clinic. So this is something I was looking for, where I can get freedom from working for money. So real estate is something which opened up that opportunity for me. And from flipping real estate, we got into buying rental properties. So we bought multiple residential properties all the way in Windsor, then in Kingston, and then in city of Lakeshore and Windsor Essex area. And over the time, I found few friends here who were also going through same kind of situation where they wanted to get out of their jobs, and I offered them opportunity. Why don't you guys join me? And because they saw me growing and they happily joined me. And so I had a first partner. Then I had a third partner like that who wasn't doing anything, who got laid off from his job. I said, why don't you join me? And he joined me, and we started, our pool of money started to grow bigger, and started to get into bigger projects. So right now we have I have around more than 70 residential units which I own, and we manage them as rental properties. So this was just the beginning.
Wow. So you did all of that in 9 years, or like less?
Yeah, 8.5, 9 years.
8.5,
yes.
9 years, and you have 70 properties.
Yeah. So that's only part of real estate which we own. But eventually we got into land development. It's because once you get into one real estate opportunity, you have many doors start opening for you.
Right.
So during the course of time, people started coming to me like, hey, we want to invest with you, or we have this opportunity available. Would you like to do this?
Yeah.
So now today I make detached homes, custom luxury detached homes in Toronto or in Mississauga. And that's something which really intriguing for me, because you are turning something which is nothing to make, you're making something really beautiful. It's very creative, and I enjoy the creative part of building detached homes. We are also doing land development in Ontario and in Alberta. And our group is growing bigger. I started with one person 8 years ago. I have now 10 to 11 people who invest with me, and the group is growing bigger every day, actually.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So when we look at how you've interacted with playing your role in life, you've had these different experiences, and you're attracted to having experiences in life. And as you do, it's showing you where your abilities are, or where you can grow and stretch, and you're willing to do what it takes to do that. So you have this curiosity, and you're trusting that you're going to find the direction that helps you realize what you've been given. Because we all have these natural abilities. Sometimes we don't even know we have them.
Yes.
If you're enjoying this podcast, please like and follow us, and post a review so other people can find us too.
So I think life keeps on throwing opportunities at you, but we fail to recognize those opportunities. We don't grab them.
Yeah.
Over the course of time, I realized that there are so many opportunities. It's just that we are scared. We have a fear of losing. For me, I realized that you will not win always. You will lose sometimes, and it's okay to lose.
Yeah.
When you suffer losses, it's not the financial thing, but you learned a lot. You gain a lot of wisdom. So don't be afraid of suffering losses, or no, it's a learning curve. and now I'm more careful when I'm doing more investments, and it's making me more and more. I would say I take risk because you make money only when you take risk. So, but I take calculated risk, and now I have that experience where I know I'm not going to do those mistakes again, and it's okay to lose. I came with nothing.
Right.
So it's okay to lose sometimes, because I always say that life is like a sinusoidal wave. Sometimes you're down, but you're bound to go up. But just keep your patience, keep on working, and doors will open for you.
Yeah. And what I love about this is that whenever things went well or didn't go well, you didn't think it was about you as a person, like a judgment of you. You saw, oh, I'm doing this, I'm learning. And sometimes you're riding the wave, like if the real estate market's going up, right? Some of it is just what's happening around you. And then learning from the things that don't go as well, but not getting caught in it. So I think when people struggle, they get caught up in how they feel about themselves, or they doubt themselves. And you're really trusting the direction. What I've found is that a lot of people who get caught in their own head, or they debate or doubt themselves, they waste their life away, and it becomes kind of like fruit rotting on the vine, because life goes by and time goes by.
Right.
And whatever natural abilities or talents or situations you've been given, like here in Canada, if you live here, in so many ways, we have so many opportunities just because we live here. And then whatever other things you've been given, to really be willing to honor that and take advantage of that is, I think, I look at that as a spiritual, natural thing to do, to honor that.
So life, I would say Canada offers you amazing opportunity, and people who live in Canada, they don't realize that. You do not have such kind of an environment. It's the perfect place to be an entrepreneur. It's one of the best place for any immigrant to bring in your plan and put it in a place and try it out. I travel to a lot of other places. I've been to US. I found that place. People find a lot of opportunities there. But for me, Canada has been like heaven, actually. So no looking back. And there is always... whenever you are, if you are positive about your life, you want to do something, and your mind is focused, you will have opportunities in front of you. When we keep on thinking, don't get stuck in the past. That's what I would say. You want to move forward. You want to take your foot up from the ground and move forward also. But if you're just thinking and not doing anything, so personally, I would like to move forward, take my foot off the ground from my past, look up to the future, and take care of my present. But same time, stay focused, because God has given us a lot of capabilities. Our mind has amazing capabilities. We remain focused, things happen in life. Like when I came here alone. I had no friends, no relatives, nobody. And I came with very little money actually in Canada. But I was focused that I want to do this, and this is going to happen. And I met people, I made friends, wonderful friends, and my experience has been amazing. And that is all, I think it's all attributed to staying focused on what I wanted to do. And I like your idea, because sometimes we are stuck in the past, something wrong happened to us. So I would like to share, before coming to Canada in 2012, I started a first plant for scrap tire recycling. We used to make crude oil, because when you recycle scrap tires, so you can, because rubber is actually produced from petroleum, it's a petroleum byproduct. But you can reverse the technology, and we can recycle back, and you can make crude oil out of that. So I discovered, and that technology is there, and I was practicing that time. But I was very inquisitive about that technology. So I traveled to Bulgaria to see how things are working there. People are doing prototype plants there. So I established first tire recycling plant in India. And we spent a lot of money in bringing that plant up. It was fully automated. we were recycling 10 tons of scrap tires every day, but it didn't run for a single day. Every time we tried, we lost a lot of money. This is just before coming to Canada. And I suffered, like we had to sell that whole plant in a scrap. And it was a big loss for me, but I never gave up. So I took that money, which we got from selling it for a scrap. I brought that money to Canada. So moral of the story is that you will be suffering losses, but don't give up. If something has happened in your life, move forward. Because if I hadn't suffered those losses, I would have been sitting in India, running probably something else or handling labor. And actually, I didn't like that. Once I started that, I didn't like that. And we suffered losses. That was fine with me. I wanted to move forward. I came with that money here. And I invested that money in buying real estate. So I would say when something happens in life where we are thinking, oh, this is so negative, why did it happen to me? It happened for a reason. It taught you a lot of lessons. And maybe it wasn't meant for you, but it guided your life. So my life was supposed to be in Canada. So it's the direction it was taking. So I would say go with the flow, have a strong faith. You are here for a purpose. And there are amazing opportunities available. Try to explore those opportunities. Try to meet people, talk to them, and opportunities open up for you.
Yeah. And it's almost like you look at life kind of like you're in the sandbox, right? And you're going, hey, what else is there in the playground? What else can I play with? What else can I discover or explore? And you're confidently doing that. And if you're on one playground structure and it's not working, you just move to another one, and you're finding the ones that you really connect with. And willingness to follow through. Because I'm sure with real estate, I'm sure not everything went great for you with real estate. I'm sure there were ups and downs, even though you've done amazing. To some people judge what's happening too soon, and they give up, and then they keep jumping from thing to thing to thing, or they retreat to their old job to safety.
So, Robbie, I would suggest that planning is very important in life. You should definitely plan things ahead, and you should have a plan A and plan B. You were talking about real estate not doing very well. We know that. That's why we plan things ahead. So let's say I'm buying something. I'm buying a real estate. Generally, I buy it for rental purpose. But we do a lot of land development. So land development may not be doing well these days, but the rentals are doing. So something else is doing well. Plus, we know that market is not always going up. There are going to be, moments when the market is down. And we are always ready for that. So you have to diversify your investments. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. So similarly, we in real estate, we diversify in rentals and new constructions. So we go slow on new construction these days. We know it's not selling, but same time, our rentals are doing pretty well. So that balances out. So if you plan things well, I think such kind of times when the market is down, you can easily survive. And if you can survive these timings, you're going to do pretty well when the market bounces back. Just stay there, hold on to it. And it's very important at the same time, you should have a good mentor who can guide you. I was lucky that I was looking for somebody I found. And whenever I have an issue, I go to him. Same time, I have a lot of people who I'm teaching them how to invest in real estate. And when they have a problem, they reach out to me. So it's just that I personally believe by sharing knowledge and sharing your experience, it grows.
Right. You have a support system in place, and which is how we do things here. We help a lot of people build their various kinds of businesses, including hypnosis businesses and many others. And that support system and that feedback helps you stay focused, because otherwise, if you're just left to your own devices, you might not see what you need to see, or you might get stuck in some way. So, and it's really helpful to get help from somebody who's ahead of you in their development, that they've had more experience than you. So, yeah. So what I'm getting from your story is that with everything, you just keep moving And you're trusting the signposts, like whatever is happening, whether it's going well or not so well, the signposts are guiding you to what you need to focus on next, right? Or what you need to learn. And you're just trusting that. So it's not a big crisis. You're just trusting what's happening, and you know there's always other opportunities, and you just keep going. And I think that's a really helpful way.
So I think this is the way life is, which I understand as of now, is life is about finding solutions. Find solution. Every problem has a solution. If it doesn't have a solution, then you can't do anything about it. But if there is a solution, try to find it. But you cannot fix everything in life. It is not meant to be fixed. Then leave it. So this is what I think. Like, keep on working toward finding a solution, and definitely that will take you long, long way.
And be confident as you're finding the solution. Yeah, great. Is there anything else you want to share with us?
I would say sharing, we talked about sharing your knowledge and experiences with people, because money is just, I would say, a byproduct of your entrepreneurship or your activities. But over the time, I've realized that money cannot bring you peace and happiness. So what we are looking for is peace and happiness. So try to do something where you feel happy. And in my experience, happiness comes with sharing. So share, if you have more financial freedom, share it with others. In a sense, the people who really need it, you share your money with them. If you have a lot of knowledge, you share your knowledge. So when you share, things grow. So, and then it gives me a lot of, I would say, happiness. Real happiness is when you see somebody you guided well and he has grown in life. That gives you happiness. So that happiness doesn't come from money. Money gives you a temporary or momentary. It can give you pleasures and a lot of good things in life, but that should not be the only motto in life.
Yeah, it gives you choices. And, for example, Sandeep, years ago, probably about 25 years ago, my husband and I, we experimented with owning rental properties. And very quickly, we realized that we were not the people to do that. Like, we just did not enjoy that whole package. And so when I got pregnant with my older son, we said, okay, we can't prioritize this anymore. So we sold our properties, and we would have made a lot of money if we'd kept them, but we just knew it wasn't for us. And I think that was a good decision for us, even though we, I'm sure we would be wealthier at this moment if we had kept them. And so I think trusting that direction as well is really important, because you want to enjoy your life, you want to enjoy the work you're doing and feel generous about it. And so finding what that means for each person really helps.
Because we have to work with, we know there's an inflation, and it's eating away even if you have money stacked up somewhere, it's eating away your money. So the best way where safely you can hedge against inflation is one of the ways to buying real estate. It's a tangible asset. And we know the population in the world is growing. We are 8.5 billion people, almost there. Land is not growing. So as the world progresses, more and more people need more and more space, and nobody can make land. So this goes back to a story which one of my colleagues in India told me, that buy land. And he asked me why landlord is called a landlord, because only Lord can make land. And on this earth, you own the land. That's why you call Lord here. And this is how the term in England probably came in, because you're Lord because you own a larger piece of land.
You control it. Is that the idea?
This is how I started, actually. And that really idea got into my mind, that I want to be a landlord. And this is a tangible asset. It will take care of you, even if you are unable to work. But try holding your asset for a long period. It's not a short-term thing. It's a long period. So you have to do a lot of planning, your financial planning, how you're going to do it. If you can't do it alone, I would say do it with friends, do it with family. or find new people who are ready to invest with you and share your wealth with them and share your knowledge with them. And this is the way to move forward.
Yeah. And you can create more as a team than you can by yourself.
Yes.
So the power of teaming up with people who are like-minded and motivated can be really great.
Because doing in a team has effects which are like snowballing. So to give you an example, when I was doing projects alone, I was doing projects for, let's say, $500,000. Right now, we're doing projects up to 20 to 25 million. But of course, we're doing it in a group. But our returns are based on our investment. So returns are pretty high. So this is the best way is to team up with the positive, right-minded people whom you can get along and you can do investment. It may not be real estate. It could be a lot of other things you could do, starting a new venture or any other business you think you are good at and which you enjoy. So more important thing is, which is more, people mostly enjoy things which are more creative, which can affect other people's lives apart from making money. So something you enjoy that can be turned into an entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So trust that the signposts that you come across will point you to what role you're playing in the play and what play you're in, right? And we discover it as we go. We don't get to choose that. Right. But if we don't listen to those signposts, then it's like we might be jumping from play to play to play, or role to role to role, or we might be stuck in a role that's not really the one we're meant to be in.
Another thing I like is if you have some idea, just put it on a paper and focus your energies. And I've seen that whenever I have some idea, I just pen it down. Then I start working on it and things just start happening. I start meeting people whom I was thinking that, if I meet them, probably I can accomplish this. So putting an idea on paper is the first thing you can do. Convert your thought into a written document, and that's the way to move forward and then start working towards it.
Yeah, well, your example is a great one of what's possible when you make a decision and you just do it and you keep going and keep building and collaborate. And it's, would you have been able to predict what you built? Like when you started and you brought that whatever amount of money to Canada and made your first investment, did you envision having this many properties at that time?
Not actually when I started. I just wanted a basic return. I had no plans to be in Canada. It just happened and I went with the flow. But I knew the possibility that it could go to that level, but I had never visioned that it will go to this particular level. There was a possibility, but now, because that signpost is always moving ahead and ahead. There's so much you could do. But I'm trying to now share what I know with other people because my kids have grown up now. They are well settled. They're doing pretty well. So I'm thinking now to share my knowledge because this is something I want to do where I want to multiply with more and more people. And it'll be one of my best moment in life when I see people who I have got it, they have guided, they have surpassed me.
Right. Yes. So. Yeah. It's wonderful to see that for sure. Yeah. And so you really have been willing to follow the signposts. And as you do that, you're discovering there's way more than you thought. Right? You're going way further. So you don't necessarily need to know the whole picture from the beginning. You just need the first steps.
And so that's the wonderful part. That's the kind of secret, and excitement has to be there. Yes. If I had known, this is what I'm going to achieve, then my excitement is gone.
Right, because there's no mystery.
Yeah, because it's very important to enjoy the journey. Because when you reach your destination, your excitement is gone.
That's right.
So the most important thing is try to enjoy what you're doing. So every day, every moment is a journey. When you're trying to achieve something, you're traveling towards your destination.
Yeah.
So that's the best part, actually.
And it's a choice to be in life that way. And we could apply this to relationships. We could apply it to hobbies or to dealing with money, just money in general. In so many ways, we can apply it to taking care of our own health. So I think it's a wonderful way to interact with life.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. I think there are so many big picture ways of looking at things that you've shared that are really helpful for
Right.
anybody listening,
Right.
no matter what you do. And if people are interested in investing in real estate, Sandeep, you're the guy.
Yeah, get in touch with me.
Yeah, you're the one. So we'll put your contact info in the show notes. Do you want to share it now in case the listeners want it right now?
Yeah, so I work as a realtor also with the Realty One Group flagship in Toronto. And my number is 416-871-4940. And you can reach out to me if you have any queries regarding investment or just want to have a chat with me regarding real estate or any other entrepreneurship ideas you may have. And we'll be happy to share with other people also who are part of our group. And we can do a brainstorming and maybe something good comes out of that.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me here.
I hope this conversation with Sandeep Kapoor sparked something for you. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone you think will appreciate it. If you want to learn more about investing in real estate, you can connect with Sandeep directly. His contact info is in the show notes. And if you're curious about personal or business coaching or want to explore training or consulting opportunities with us, visit mindlinkconsulting.com or hypnosistrainingcanada.com to book your free consultation. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the show. Reach out to us through the website. And if you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review us. It really helps others discover the habit of possibility. I'm Robbie Spier Miller. Thanks for tuning in. Join us next time to keep discovering how to turn obstacles into opportunities to create a life and career you love.